Whether you are just starting out, looking for something new, or just seeing what's out there, the Gamasutra job board is the place where game developers move ahead in their careers. Gamasutra's job board is the most diverse, most active, and most established board of its kind in the video game industry, serving companies of all sizes, from indie to AAA. Here are just some of the many positions being advertised right now. If you are a recruiter looking for talent, you can also post jobs here. Location: Toronto, Ontario. Silver Games is looking for a game producer to join us. This person will be passionate about the video game industry and will work within a fast-paced environment, managing the team, and ultimately will be responsible for the timely delivery and final quality of a thrilling stealth game developed for consoles. This position is available immediately. Location: London, England, United Kingdom. We are looking for a games programmer with a passion for software creation and problem-solving with a proactive, can-do attitude to overcoming technical challenges. To succeed in this role, you will need to have a strong foundation in software engineering and enjoy working on a wide range of diverse and challenging problems within a results-focused mission-driven team. Location: Burbank, California. Insomniac Games is looking for a lead character TD, maybe called a rigor technical animator, to join our studio. This role is for someone who is an expert in facial rigging and performance motion capture pipelines. This lead will set the example by developing animation tools, demonstrating excellence, and mentors a team of character TDs. This role is responsible for the design, implementation, and management of our technical animation and rigging pipeline. Our lead coordinates and participates in the entire in-game character creation process from concept to implementation. Location: Oslo, Norway. Krillbite Studio is looking for a producer to work with us on current and future projects. This job entails taking ownership of our projects and helping to scope and guide them according to budgets, timelines, and design decisions. The producer should have insight into all disciplines of game development and be able to coordinate between all departments and team members. Location: Champaign, Illinois. Deep Silver Volition is looking for a lighting artist to join our studio for the development of our next exciting open-world game. This position requires an understanding of modern real-time lighting techniques and an eye for artistic excellence. The ideal candidate has deep knowledge of cinematography, color theory, storytelling, and the physical qualities of light. Chances are that if you know somebody with a Nintendo 3DS right now, you know somebody who's playing Animal Crossing New Leaf. The game was already a smash hit in its home territory, where since its release in November, it's sold 4 million copies. Nintendo revealed via its Facebook page that 5 days after it hit the U.S. market, it had already shifted to 100,000 units. What makes the game so enduringly popular? Months after its initial release, you can find Japanese players still tweeting fresh photos of their towns and their homes. How do you design for longevity? And why is the game gentler than its predecessors? At last week's E3, Gamasutra sat down with Nintendo producer Katsura Iguchi, also the producer of the Wii Sports series, to ask him some questions about the game's design. It's a world with rules, based on the way things work in the real world, in terms of economy and human relationships. How do you decide how those kinds of rules work in a game like this? Katsura Iguchi will take this into consideration when making our games, but specifically with Animal Crossing, our intent was to create kind of a parallel world, a world that's kind of similar to your own. but also different. And you spoke about relationships. There are people in your real life that you like and some that you do not like. There are different personalities that you are drawn to and others that you might want to stay away from. Also, people look different, so all of the characters in the game are created to look different. You mentioned the economy. We created stuff that you might want to buy. But in order to buy those things you have to make money. And in order to make money you have to work. Our intent in creating in Animal Crossing was to create this mini world that you live in. So certainly we take into consideration those rules that you have to live by in the real world, and those are reflected in the game as well. By necessarily creating a world and creating rules, you also create a set of values. By what's valued in the game, what you value as a person is communicated through the game. Can you talk about that? Katie, you speak about values. Everyone has different values. Some people might think a certain item has more value than another does. Or may think it's worth it to spend bells on a particular item, when someone else does not. It's all kind of like things in this life, this value system. Your tone becomes a reflection of your values. The time you spend on relationships reflects how much you value that relationship. As someone creates their tone, it's a reflection of their values. And when you show it to people, it should be something that you want to be shown off to people. It's something that you should be proud of. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Lead designer and director Brandon Green is leaving the development trenches to lead a new division within developer publisher PanCorp. Green spent the past 5 years honing the Battle Royale concept, initially creating mods for other titles like Days and Doma 2nd, before creating and launching PUBG with the help of South Korean studio Bluehole. In an open letter posted on Twitter, the designer said he will be taking charge of PanCorp, no special projects division, and will no longer be involved in the day-to-day development of PUBG, while I will remain as a consulting creative director on PUBG. Development will be led by current art director Taseok Chen, and the fantastic team I have had the honor of working with over the past 3 years. They have some great things planned for this year, and I cannot wait to share more with you soon. Here, going forward, I will be based in Amsterdam, rather than Seoul, and focused on building out an entirely new division to focus on research and game development. Green explained special projects will be driven by a desire to build online experiences on spaces that connect people in ways I only dreamed of when I first sat in front of a computer. We are tasked with exploring, experimenting, and creating new technologies, tools, pipelines, and gameplay, he added. Together, with a team of game developers and researchers, we will explore new possibilities of intersection and connection within the game space. Netflix released Bandersnatch, its special Choose Your Own Adventure episode of Black Mirror a few weeks ago, and it has recently come to light that the interactive experience WASLOBASLY inspired by an actual video game of the same name. Chris Scullion of Tired Old Hack wrote up the rise and fall behind Bandersnatch, beginning by introducing the Liverpool-based development studio behind the endeavor, Imagine Software, comprised of Mark Butler, David Lawson, and Eugene Evans. The trio quickly gained a reputation for making quality games, including Arcadia, Zoom and Alchemist. Their success fostered the drive to create something bigger. So in early 1984, Imagine began placing teaser advertisements in magazines like KCVG, Crash, and Sinclair User for Chulu games. The first one, Titlapsy was being developed for the Commodore 64. The second game, Bandersnatch was slated to be released for the ZX Spectrum. Scullion writes how the series of As became stranger and stranger over time, with its phrasing in an attempt to get players excited for the release. But they eventually died down to nothing but subtle ads showing logos. According to Scullion, readers still had no idea what kind of game to expect once the momentum died down. What kind of game was Bandersnatch?